What's up, guys? It's Brad at Yamaha Marine Center. We're at 1515 Wells Road in Orange Park, Florida. It's actually a pretty nice evening. It's hot, but we share a building and a parking lot with our BMW Ducati store in Orange Park off of 295. We're going to be putting a new building up over here very shortly in that lot there. Going to tear some of these trees down. But today we have the all-new Pursuit DC326. First one we've been able to put in stock. It's been a pretty popular model, so we have not had one for stock as of yet, and that was a whole 2020 model year. This is a 2021. Here are some specs on all the boats. Sorry, get it on camera. Focus. That's all the models Pursuit offers right now. Lengths, widths, weights, horsepowers, capacities, our cheat sheet for boat shows and whatnot. This boat starting MSRP is $331,050, and this boat as equipped, focus. It's not gonna focus. It is $456,727, which is why, folks, a lot of dealers do not post pricing online, because we can have the exact same boat and have it be $100,000 difference MSRP. And as always, of course, ask your local dealer for pricing based on their location and their profit requirements. They will price them differently, but I'm sure all will be a fair price, as Pursuit dealers are good people. Anyway, getting into the boat. It is twin 300s, 34 feet 6 inches overall, 1010 on the beam. So very similar to all the 32-foot boats. Weight dry is 12 with engines, 12,910 pounds, 20-degree dead rise, 22 inches of draft, 230 gallons of fuel. Live well holds 22 gallons. Cruises at 29 miles an hour, 52 miles an hour, wide open throttle. Has a range of 336 miles. Just a brief overview. As with every Pursuit, it is mission capable, which they describe as get you offshore and back safely. Another look at the boat, as we always do at the entry of the boat. Same entry as all the 32s we review. You see the standard bow thruster on the boat there for all 32 feet and above. Huge reverse chine to keep the water off of you, and if you do blow past that, you can see there is a little bit of flare on the boat, not as much as other brands, but the boat is extremely dry. I mean, if you get in some sort of quartering or a beam wind, you may get some spray blowing back on you. But as you can see, and as we'll go over, the weather protection from kind of an express style looking helm area, it has phenomenal weather protection. That same Lumar articulating bracket that Pursuit developed with Lumar, so it actually articulates down before the anchor drops, so you don't have to have that big chrome bash plate there on the V. The beam gets pretty wide about here on the boat, right where you see, I think that's the waste discharge for pumping out, and then it stays pretty much the full 1010 coming all the way back on the boat. And this is one of the things I'm most excited about, is they started putting these dive doors, tuna door, whatever you want to call it, on the 32. So hopefully we'll see that translate to other 32s as we go. There's a little frog. Get a lot of those bugs, frogs. But luckily with the new facility we're putting up, we won't have to deal with that anymore. Have all these boats inside. Better shopping experience. You can see we optioned this one with the, I think it's the Phantom radar up there, the radome. Rocket launcher, like I said, twin 300 Yamahas with the pearlized paint. So that is the Yamaha factory paint, which they're doing standard on, I think, all the V6s and V8s. Underwater lights, which are the Ocean LEDs, no, Lumitec Quattros. So they're the full red, white, RGBW, red, white, green, all the colors. These look kind of odd. Anybody familiar with Helm Master will know they're basically underwater lights, but it is to alert you of Helm Master being activated. In case somebody's swimming, then those lights will pop on if you have Helm Master, like stay point, set point, something like that on. Trim tabs, standard on the boat. see the big transom platforms, as with most of their models nowadays. Functional in several different ways, so you can see that you can get way out on the platform, and if you foul a prop with fishing line or a rope or something like that, you can actually trim the engine up out of the water and get to the prop to work on it. You can pull the cowlings off while you're on the deck. Makes it a lot easier to service things and work on things if you're in the water. And also, functionally speaking, you can see this little cutout here. This makes the boat float flatter when you're just floating out there, so it gives a little bit more stability. And it functions kind of like a trim tab. So when you're taking off, you know, these things provide flotation, and then when you're up running, they're completely out of the water, so you reduce the wetted surface when you're up and running. So functional, it's aesthetic, and it also helps you board from the dock. So getting on the boat is a little bit easier to step on here instead of stepping over the platform, as if you'll see on some of our competition whaler, it goes all the way to the transom. Normally you have to step over something to board the boat. So coming up into the boat, you can see on this one, most of the canvas on the Pursuits nowadays is optional. So again, this sheet, if I can get this stinking camera to zoom in on it, so you can see that if you're working with your local dealer, they should be able to provide you with one of these build sheets. So this is everything we can do from the factory as far as options are concerned. Standards are in the brochure, but this is all the optional stuff. So on this boat, we loaded it out pretty good. We did no hull color, it's just fresh white. There's no charge for that. And then helm color, we did carbon. Interior colors, which this thing has a killer interior, and I'll show you that as we go through the boat. But we did AC, which it has a bridge deck AC and a cabin AC, so two separate units. One's a 6,000 BTU, one's a 12,000 BTU. And then we did a teak table for the bridge deck, and then we did a chill plate under the aft facing seat, sunshade, genset, cockpit grill, rod holders. Like I said, we upgraded the stereo, underwater LEDs, Helm Master, and then there's the canvas there, the aft curtain, and then we did the drop curtain for when you're using the AC underway, and then we did the Garmin package with radar and autopilot. So pretty cool stuff. But I'll get the canvas popped off here real quick, and then we will dive back into it, and actually we can probably get on the boat with the canvas on and still be able to see everything. That way I don't have to splice the video, because I'm probably too stupid to do that anyway. Alright, coming in the boat, you can see that this is the newer two-tone upholstery. We didn't do the white upholstery on this one, but looking back in the cockpit is that dive door, and some other cool features they put in is the step down. So if you're boarding from the dock, maybe you don't have a floating dock, and you have to step up on here, and then you can step down into the cockpit, so the step isn't quite as far. Whereas the port side of the boat, that does not exist. So, but we do have the extension and the door back here, which is nice. Live well is back in the corner. This is their newest generation of pop-up seat that is patented. So pops up, has that huge backrest on it, gives you a nice secure feeling, like you're in the boat. And then the port side lounger isn't quite as adequate, but it gets the job done. And then it turns this port side seat into kind of a L lounger, I guess. And then this is the chill plate that we installed up underneath this seat. See it there. That will actually get cold enough to freeze water, so you can use it like a freezer. Not that you want to put fish in there, but for drinks and food and things of that nature. Big fish box. I guess relatively speaking, for a dual console, it's a big fish box. Not gigantic by any means, but it'll get the job done. Some things that we normally point out to clients as they're looking at the boats is that Pursuit is a big boat builder that builds smaller boats. Not that this 32 is a small boat by any means, but as you can see, all the hardware they use is nice, lockable, heavy-duty hardware. All of the hatches and latches and things are resin infused, so it's a two-piece construction. They suck resin through it to make it as one solid piece, and they even take the time to finish the seams here, where some manufacturers will leave that like a resin color. They go back and they touch all this stuff up just to put those finishing touches on it. They try to think of as much as they can. Port door back here, you got your freshwater, raw water, and a shower. You can turn your cockpit lights on from the back or from the dash, which is kind of nice if you're boarding the boat in low light. From the back, you can turn the lights on. You can see that little tab right there is for the cockpit table, so you can slide it on there, and then there's one all the way forward on the boat in the bow as well. Alright, let's tuck that guy in. Seat, you see more rod holders across the back of the boat, so even though it is a dual console with a huge hard top, and this is the pop out sunshade back here, retractable, make fast, not the less expensive sure shade. This one is nice. It completely integrates in the boat. You almost wouldn't be able to tell it's there, where the sure shade kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. Not that it's bad, I just think this one's a little bit better. And it has one motor, so it's more quiet. Two bows on either side come out non-binding, where the sure shades tend to bind if those motors get out of sync for some reason, and it becomes a pain in the butt. However, back to the dive door. You know, nice, again, stiff hardware, really heavy duty stuff, and then you got the little plug-ins for the ladder. Everything stows here in the mechanical space. Some other stuff that I like that Pursuit does is they hide as much of these ugly accesses as possible, where some of our competition will have like big pie plates, like this is where the fuel tank is with the valves, and they'll put big pie plates on the deck. Well, Pursuit doesn't like seeing that. They like to hide all that stuff, so they put it under another cover. Looking down into the mechanical space, another thing, big boat builders, you see how far this lip extends, because if these drains clog, then you start getting water in the bilge, and they want to keep it off of all of your mechanical stuff so it doesn't start to corrode and things of that nature. So all the pumps are tucked up in there. You got your stern anchor, your dive ladder, you got your Fisher Panda, which I think is the new 5 kW. Strainers, everything's fairly easy to get to, where some of these other boats where, you know, they're foam filled, unsinkable, they have no room in the mechanical space, no room for anything really, and hopefully don't hit anything that hard where you gotta worry about sinking. And if you do, I probably wouldn't want to be near the boat in a condition where you'd have to worry about that. But some more look at the Helm Master components there. Fireboy system, nice fit and finish, tight fit. And then coming into the entertainment center here, got just 12 volt blender, something like that, storage, garbage, and then lifting up, this is where your grill and your sink is. Nice entertainment area. And you can notice they purposely had the lid pop up this way, so if somebody's seated at the helm seat in this position, like they're entertaining or talking, you know, you don't have any risk of getting splattered by the grill or something like that. So like I said, they try to think of everything. Cockpit refrigerator, little freezer drawer, kind of nice. Drop curtain, we don't have it installed right now, but goes all the way around and fully encloses right behind this aft facing cockpit seat, to keep the bridge deck air conditioned once it's fully enclosed. So again, that nice big windshield, almost express style, fully integrated windshield into the hard top. Vents here, keep you cool. Turn the AC on. Again, they changed the styling from the 325 on these tubes, made it like a Z tube, follows the lines of the boat a lot better. Updated the styling on the integrated fiberglass windshield, which is phenomenal. Gives you a lot more visibility, a lot more window space. The forward windows on this I don't think are chemically treated, because I can see some rainbows with my polarized lenses on, so they are tempered, so you get those little splotches in there, where some of their boats they chemically treat the windshield so it doesn't need that heat tempering. Helm, step for short people like me, pop that down, you can actually get a good view. See that? Standing up, you can stand up and see way over the bow for a good view. Twin 8612s, Garmin CL7, JL Audio, the new Media Master 100, I think that's the updated one, and then the GHC20 Garmin Autopilot, which all this is integrated through Nemo, so you can run everything off of any of your Garmin screens, including the CL7 down there. And then you can see the Helm Master, which is all the set point stuff, stay point, drift point, and the upgraded Helm Master Binnacle makes all that possible. All your switches, set standard bow thrusters, 32 feet and above. Helm does articulate backwards, pop these clips off whole hell comes backwards for you to work on your electronics if you need to. Hopefully you don't. VHF 315 I think is the model now. You can see the AC unit underneath there. You have outlets right there and right there for the companion seat. Bridge deck table goes there. And then coming into more pumps, water management. There's your freshwater tank. We haven't dumped the antifreeze out yet. Batteries. This tray does slide out of here, so you can get access to the batteries. Holding tank, and then you see that water manifold system there. So if one of these systems breaks, you can pull it out of the line up there and still use the rest of your fresh water. Midship bilge, AC strainer, through-hole discharge for the head. Make everything pretty easy to get to. And then coming forward on starboard side, this is another patent Pursuit has. The ceiling retracts as you open the door to give you more entry space. You're not having to duck in backwards. Taller people have issues with that. I guess I don't ever have that. So, Corian counters, nice head, table storage, quite a bit of room. And this is air conditioned as well, and this one works off of the cabin AC, I believe, instead of the bridge deck AC. Same thing on port side, and then this is that single berth kind of in here. We got some cushions and med shades and all that stuff, so sorry about that. But this is actually the single berth lounger that lays down, so if you got younger ones, they can come down here and take a nap, get out of the elements for a while. Wireless charging pad, AC panel, storage. You see all your AC stuff in there, your air conditioner controllers, some lights for in here. All of these veneers on these cabinets and everything are made at Pursuit as well in their woodworking shop, and they are real wood veneers. I don't remember what this is called, like a Wenge or some sort of African mahogany, fancy stuff. Probably wouldn't even know what I was talking about. Intake there, AC outlet there, more AC outlets here. And then coming forward on the boat, windshield opens and locks in over here. If I can. And then take the tonneau cover off. It has some water on it. One of my favorite features about most, or I should say all the Pursuits, especially the dual consoles, is how deep the seating is up here. So and on their website you can get a better inclination of it when you see people sitting in it, but all you really see is their heads sitting right above here because of how deep the seating is. I mean, it gives you a ton of space up here. You feel real confident letting the kids ride up here. Nice JL audio speakers, entertainment, and then we have our teak bridge deck table that stows in here. More storage, access to the bow thruster. Just real smart use of space. The sump down there for the sinks. Pump them overboard. And then this storage compartment here is pretty huge. Everything drains overboard, so nothing's draining into the bilge. And then you have some more on this side. See table leg storage. The cushion, we have that filler cushion inside the head. And then coming forward, Sirius Xm Windlass, some LED lighting, freshwater raw water, that way you can clean off the road as it comes in. You can operate the windlass from up here on a remote at that black button, or that black switch down there. We can plug a windlass remote in there. But overall, phenomenal package. Oh, these little guys right here, that's for the Ford Mediterranean shades. The post plug in there, and then the actual shade connects to these up top. See all your antennas. Good picture of the hard top. And a nice picture of that windshield. If you have a question about this or any other Pursuit, Regulator, Key Wests, Crevel, any of the boats we carry, call Brad or Barton, 904-644-7631, or you can always get us on our website, YamahaMarineJAX.com. Thanks.